Lovelies, I am back. In full swing here on YouTube. I took a break for about, I want to say like 3 or 4 months, from May, like mid-May, all the way through end of August, and now it is officially September, and I'm so excited because come October it'll be about a year that I've been on YouTube, which is crazy to think that it's almost been a year. And I feel like I've learned a lot and grown a lot as a person over the past year from creating content, and even just grown through this time of rest that I had this summer. But I'm so, like, it feels so good to be back and be back like making videos, making content, because filmmaking and doing things like this is something that I'm passionate about, and it is something that I love so much, and it's an honor to be able to do this and be able to do this with you guys. So it's good to be back. I thought I would just take the time to kind of share my thoughts and share where I am right now, what happened over the summer, what this new season of content is going to look like, some of the things that I learned. I thought this video would just be an intro of me saying, hey, I'm back, and then also just me rambling about the summer and what that's looked like. This summer, I spent a lot of time just planning and figuring out new content and figuring out what I wanted this channel to look like, how I wanted to like shift things around. I've got new content planned. I think I'm gonna try and maybe format it a little bit differently. When it comes to the podcast portion in particular, I think I'm gonna try and pause on the podcast and maybe switch it and just do straight your typical like teaching video when it comes to coaching content. So let me know if you guys like that format better than a long like 30-40 minute podcast. So the videos will be shorter. You'll have to see once I release it, but hopefully you like it. Let me know if you don't, or what I should change, because at the end of the day, like, it's not just about me. Like, yes, this is fun for me and I love trying new things and doing new things, but I also want the videos to be enjoyable for you guys and for you to participate as well. So I'm gonna be trying new things. I got like a new computer and things, so I'm gonna be trying new editing styles and like color grading and all this different stuff. Like the iPhone has the Apple log feature, and I like never really used it, so I thought I would like try something new and use that Apple log feature, and so that way I can go back and for vlogs and things make it more cinematic and kind of put in some color grading. Maybe even try color grading with this camera, because right now I'm recording on my Canon. Playing around with lighting, just all the different setups and things. That's something that I'm really interested in and excited to do moving forward. But when it comes to who I am and how I've grown as a person, especially over the summer and things, I would say that I've definitely grown in my confidence and how I approach creating content and doing new things. I would say that for the longest time, I was very focused on perfection. Like, I want to make sure that lighting is good, the camera is good, like counting up views, like all this different stuff. And as good as that is, it's not as fun and enjoyable when I'm so focused on the perfection aspect of making videos that I lose sight of the fun in trying new things. When it comes to this, it's like trial and error. I would say I've definitely grown in my sense of confidence, in the sense of like, let me like just try new things. Like, I might try something and it failed miserably, but that's okay. You know, you live and you learn, and that's how it is when it comes to creating content. You try something and it might fail, but then you make a shift, try something new, try something different. And that's what I want to do. I want to be that person that steps out of my comfort zone and just tries new things. That person who's not super consumed and hyper focused on making sure everything's perfect, that I don't end up putting anything out there, because that is something that's how I used to be. I used to be that person who was like, okay, if I'm gonna do something new, I'm not gonna like produce anything or even try it unless I like plan it to a T and know for a fact that it's going to be perfect and it's going to turn out exactly how I want it to. And that's just not feasible, and that's just not the best way to approach life. So if you're anyone who was in that same boat as I was, you're super focused on perfectionism and you want everything to be right, just do it. Just go ahead and put yourself out there. Go ahead and try the new scary thing. Yes, it may not be perfect and you might even fail at it the first time or make a mistake, and that's okay. That's how you live and you learn. You just do it. It takes practice. Another thing when it comes to this channel is just recentering my focus. Like, I don't want this whole channel just to be about me and money and like all this different stuff. I feel like when it comes to creating things, especially content creation, you can get so wrapped up in results that you lose sight of the mission. Because at the end of the day, me making these videos is not for me. It's for a bigger purpose than me. It's for furthering God's kingdom, teaching you guys about purpose and development and life, and just sharing my story, sharing my testimony, and teaching you guys or sharing with you guys what it looks like to live a life of purpose, what it looks like to live a life that follows after Christ, that is abundant and full and joyful. That's what my mission is. That's what my focus needs to be. Again, not the perfection and not the numbers and all these different things. So I feel like over the summer it really helped me to refocus of like, let me remember what the mission is. Like this can be fun and enjoyable, and it's way bigger than I am, and I don't need to get wrapped up in all of those things because I'm just gonna burn myself out if I'm like hyper focused. Let me just take it one step at a time and enjoy the journey. I also don't want to be that creator or coach that like hoards information, if that makes sense. Like, I want to share with you guys the things that I've learned, the things that I'm doing, the things that worked for me, the things that didn't work for me. You guys can try it, see if it works for you. I don't want to be that life coach or person that just like hoards all the knowledge to themselves or like gatekeeps everything. Like, yes, I'll share what kind of camera I'm using. I'll share what equipment I'm using. I'll share some of the routines and things that I did that helped me work, some of the mindsets that helped me get to where I am today, some of the habits I put in place to help me get to where I am today. Because even if I may not have like one-on-one clients, even if you guys may not be paying monetarily for this information, you are paying for this information with your time, and I want to steward that well. I want these videos to be enjoyable for you guys, be informative, and not just something that I like slap together. I want to focus on quality of content over just the quantity, just putting something out there and making and seeing if it gets views. Like, that's not, I want this to be enjoyable. I want it to be something that you actually take away something from this video, and it's not just, you know, whatever. I want to be that person that doesn't gatekeep, that doesn't hoard, because that can be so frustrating sometimes when you like interact with people who kind of just seem far off. Like, you ask them questions about how did you get to where you are, how did you do this and that, and they just kind of like brush you to the side and don't really share their story and share what they did and share where they're coming from. And I want to be that person that does. I don't want to gatekeep anything. And I think the reason why sometimes people can gatekeep or keep things to themselves is almost out of a sense of fear of like, if I were to share everything, then I wouldn't have anything else to share. There's almost fear that content is like limited. Like, there's a very small amount of content that you can create. There's only like so many ideas that you can put out there. There's only so many video topics and things that you can come up with. And it's like, when you are connected to the creator, that couldn't be farther from the truth. If you are in tune with the King of Kings, he who is the ultimate creator, he who created you, created the world, the ultimate content creator, God, if you are connected to him, then you have an abundance of ideas, creativity, innovation, new things to put out there. You don't have to worry about having to gatekeep anything or worry like, oh my gosh, am I gonna run out of ideas and topics for this channel or this book or whatever it is that you're doing. Like, no, like, God can give you an abundance of creativity. When you're connected to him, you're constantly coming up with new ideas. I mean, God's word is saturated with so many interesting ideas and topics. Like it's infinite, essentially. And so that's something that God also showed me, is I don't want to gatekeep, but I also want to remember that in Christ I can find creative abundance. I don't have to worry about running out of ideas. Like, being connected to Christ helps bring those new ideas about. And also just trying new things helps too when it comes to creating content and coming up with new ideas. Make sure that you like meeting new people, experiencing new things. All of those can also give you new ideas for content and topics and things to share, things to learn, things to talk about. And that's just, again, that's just part of the journey, and something that I'm looking forward to, just trying new things and seeing how that impacts me and helps me to grow as a person, grow as a Christian and creator. One of the biggest things, or the biggest thing that I learned this summer, is that I can do hard things. I feel like in our culture, there's this push of like, as soon as something gets hard, you just quit or back away or shift something around. It's kind of normal to just have things tailored to you. I feel like there's a time and a place that, yes, the accommodations may need to be made. Maybe you're in a toxic relationship and you definitely need to back away. Maybe you're working in a toxic environment and need to get out. Yes, there is a time and place, most definitely, for accommodations or to shift things around if it's detrimental to your physical health, your mental health. But I also think that there are times where God calls us to do hard things and walk through hard spaces, and it's uncomfortable, but it's ultimately for our good and can lead to our growth. And that is something that I learned this summer through work. You know, I worked this summer, was working in a ministry, and it was difficult. There were some late nights and early mornings, some tough conversations, and having to walk with people through difficult things, and it can be very overwhelming. And was overwhelming at times. And there was times where I thought, am I even cut out for this? Is it me? Does things need to shift and change? And God just showed me through that no, it's not about having to change things, shift things around. It's just, I need to persevere and know that at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it. This is not about me. It's for a greater purpose. This is holy work and will have kingdom impact. And so I just need to lean on God for strength and find my rest and peace in Him and push through the hard thing, because on the other side, I'm going to reap. There's going to be so much reward for pushing through. That's definitely something that I learned this summer and is so helpful for just everything else, not just work, but also creating content of like, hey, I just need to be consistent and push through and try the new thing, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary, and keep trying new things. It also impacts the way that I approach my health. Like, hey, I can go work out 2 to 3 times a week or 4 times a week. I can do that run. And yes, it might be hard and frustrating, and I may not enjoy it in the moment or leading up to it, but it will be so worth it because I'll taken care of my body and feel so much better on the other side of it. Same thing with eating healthier. Like, in the moment, yes, I want to eat all this ice cream and all this other stuff, but knowing that it's not going to make me feel good afterwards. So I'm going to endure the pain, so to speak, or the suffering, so to speak, of resisting eating that sweet treat that I want to eat. But it's all in moderation. This idea that suffering isn't always a bad thing and that you can do hard things is something that will carry you far in life. And I want to challenge you guys that as well. Like, evaluate your life, see where there might be places that you do have to make a change. Like, maybe this is God calling you to step back from that relationship, or the suffering that's going on is a result of your own sin and actions. And that can happen. I've definitely experienced that. But there might be instances where it's like it's external, the suffering and things that are going on are outside of your control. But God's called you to that place for a reason, and He wants you to be there because he has a mission and plan for you and wants to use you to minister to other people, to change other people's lives. And he might know that it's going to be for your good, that on the other side of this suffering, on the other side of this hard thing, you're going to come out stronger. You're going to come out wiser, with more peace and perseverance than you did before. And who knows, it might even be setting you up for something future coming down the road, a future blessing or a future season down the road. And you're going to look back and say, okay, I did it here. I endured here. I can do it again. That's the biggest lesson, is that you can do hard things. Though that kind of sums up my summer, where my head's at, where I am right now. Taking it one day at a time, enjoying the journey. That's what I call this series, is the journey series. Enjoying my ups and downs and growth as a creator, as a coach, and just overall as a person. And I hope that you continue to follow this journey with me. Comment down below some of the things that you learned this summer. What is God teaching you in this season right now? What do you think about the things that I shared? Are you a content creator? Like, what does that look like for you? What have you learned through creating content? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think. It's so good to be back. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.